Hey gang, DVD collector, back in the movie room. Well, actually, I'm in my computer room, and it's time for the Movie Reviewers 100. This week was Antonio Banderas week, and I'm not a fan. I've never been able to get into him. I like the Desperado stuff enough, but I've never really got into it. But I had bought this movie about 6 or 7 months ago at a place that we have called Dollar Tree. If you're from the States, you've probably heard of this store. From overseas, maybe not. But all it is everything in this place is $1 or cheaper. And they had some Blu-rays at one point, and I stopped in and I bought all of them. They were all real shit titles, but they were decent enough to watch for $1. And I did pick one. This is where I got this, and I just now got around to watching it. As you guys know, if you've watched any of my videos from my regular channel, and I may have talked about it on here, I'm a huge boxing fan. I love the sport of boxing. I watch just about anything there is about boxing, and that's what brings me to this. So you've probably already figured out, but Antonio Banderas, Woody Harrelson, Play It to the Bone on Blu-ray for $1. So that in itself is an amazing thing. But pleasantly surprised with this film. I had heard of it years and years ago. It's a Ron Shelton film, which I have no idea who that is. He's one director that it totally got me too. Yeah, it's a boxing movie. It's about two guys that have been boxers for 10 or 15 years. They've had their chance a couple times and come up short. So now they're just low-level boxers. Something happens. There's a Tyson fight coming up in Vegas. Something happens to the undercard, which is the fight before the main event. One of the boxers dies in a car wreck. The other one has taken so much dope he doesn't know what's going on. So they need a fight. They need to replace this fight right now. Well, the guy that is contracting the fight knows these two guys, and actually Antonio Banderas' character has fought for him in the past. So he calls them up and says, "Hey, we need a fight. It's tomorrow night. Be here in Las Vegas." So they go grab Antonio Banderas' girlfriend, get in a car, they drive from Los Angeles to Vegas. The whole movie is basically these two guys' friendship. They're a very tight-knit group of guys, but ultimately they have to fight each other. So it's them in a car for a day driving to Las Vegas. Lots and lots of really good dialogue in this film. I really did enjoy Banderas' character, but he's kind of lost in the shadows because Woody Harrelson is just so over the top all the time, and he just really casts a big shadow, and you lose Banderas in this movie. But long story short, they get to Vegas. The fight goes on as scheduled. It's actually a really good boxing sequence with these two guys. It does go into the whole boxing thing, and it's straight out of Rocky. It's got some montages in the middle where it skips through a couple rounds, but ultimately you get a really good showcase of a boxing match in this movie. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Out of 5, I'd probably even give it a 3. It was really a semi-enjoyable movie. Like I said, the road trip, we get lots of good dialogue. We get a lot of emotions there. We get some funny. We get some sad. We get mad. Real good array of emotions watching this. And then when you get to the thing, and it's probably only about 20 minutes of the movie is really the boxing element, and I absolutely love it. It set right up when the boxing came on, and it was they did a really good job cutting it, just like watching a boxing match, or not going to compare it to Rocky, but anyway. So guys, that's it, and I will see you next week when we have whatever the theme is for next week. So later.